Would you look at that? Well, that's pretty neat. Well guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms, and today it's Saturday morning. Lots going on. As you can kind of see, it looks a little different than what it was a couple weeks ago. There's no snow hardly. I'm gonna come up here. I will more than likely be trimming some trees. That's the hope, that's the thought. I don't know exactly what we're gonna get into, but we're gonna give you guys an update. Like I said, a lot has changed. We have some major construction going on the farm, as you can kind of see right there. So we'll get into it. It's gonna be a pretty good video, guys. Hope you stay tuned. Why in the world? Go shut that off because I don't think that light is needed at the current moment. Oh, there we go. One semi hooked up, no semi hooked up. Shop's empty for once, so that's good. We've just been kind of working on odds and ends stuff, and we've been watching the market tank. Show you guys what corn's at right now. March corn, $4.28. Ouch. That's dropped almost $1 in the last 2 months. To put that in perspective, guys, that's 20%. If you're gonna sell a load, you're gonna get 20% less for a load of corn. And beans are even worse. It's not good, guys. I mean, we're doing all right because we haven't overextended ourselves as far as purchases goes, you know, with new farm ground or equipment. But there's some guys that if they haven't priced their grain out, there's a guy's gonna be in a world of hurt because there's no way you can pay for $400 rent with those prices. So anyway, we'll get into that stuff a little bit later, guys. But for today, what I'm gonna be doing is I am going to be pulling out some trees. So, have the flatbed, have our skid loader. I'm actually gonna go get the skid loader, and we're gonna go ahead and start pulling some trees. Actually, Nathan and Curtis are gonna go, they're going pheasant hunting today, so they're gonna take most of the day off. But I just actually have the day off from work because it's Saturday. So I'm actually gonna come up here, the wife's out of town, so I have free reign for half the day. But before we get into it, guys, let's go ahead and give you a quick update. We do have some construction happening on the farm. If you guys remember in this video, we actually were doing some dirt work and whatnot around the farm. This shed here, so our cattle yard, we've owned and operated this cattle yard for, geez, ever since we moved here, so 80 years, and that shed's been up for a majority of it. So we've gotten it's our fair share of life out of it. It was probably a 60 to 70 year old shed. So we knocked it down last fall, put new concrete in, moved a bunch of dirt work, and put concrete stalls up around it. And now we are just starting on actually building the shed. So this is gonna be a shelter for our cattle. We've built sheds like this. It's a one-way barn. I forget what it is, but it's an angled up. And that's what it's gonna be. Like I said, it's gonna be a pretty nice shed. It's a lot bigger than our other one. It's a lot taller. And we think our cattle are really gonna like it. It's really gonna, you know, we're investing in the health of our cattle because we do care about our animals, guys. We walk them at least 3 times a week, feed them every day. Yes, they are a commodity for us, guys, but we do care about them. They're living creatures. We want to make it as nice of a condition for them as we can. That's why we give them bedding twice a week, give them shelter, we give them water, plenty of food. If we take care of them, guys, they'll take care of us. So this is what the shed's gonna be. Pretty wide open, freestanding. I don't know what the dimensions are, but it looks like roughly a 30 by 60, something like that. So it'll be a nice shed when it's all done, said and done. Obviously, like you said, you can kind of see they're doing the framing right now. Hopefully in the next couple weeks, if the weather stays nice, it'll be done. And that's kind of another thing, guys. The weather has been just unreal. We're mid-February right now. It's been above freezing every single day for the last 2 weeks. That's why all the snow's gone. We've had 20+ inches of snow here, and it's all gone. All of it is just about gone, just before besides the stuff that was drifted up. So it's been pretty nuts. Who knows, guys? The weather keeps up. We could be back in the fields here in February, which would be unreal. So I'm gonna go grab the wheeled skid loader, the SV340. I'm gonna grab that, grab the 2 attachments that I'll need. I'm gonna grab the puller and the grapple, and we're basically just gonna go ahead, grab those, stick it on the flatbed, head down to Pat's place. That's where the track skid loader is at. We'll grab that, slap it on there, and then we'll start making the rounds. Let's get her going. I think if the boys weren't pheasant hunting today, we'd actually get both skid loaders going. But we got time. It's not even mid-February yet. Let this bad boy start up. 1,950 hours. Our attachments are in the shed here. Pull this sucker out. Just carry them over to the flap out there. Take this thing over to the shed or to the flatbed. Got the polar already on there. We'll grease up the grapple. I greased up the polar last time I used it, and I only used it for a couple hours, so we'll be all right. Just got these 4 grease zerks right here where it actually moves up and down to grapple anything. So grab a gun real quick, zap some grease on it. Oh. That was 25 pumps. That was quite a bit. Yeah, that was 25 pumps, so I don't see any grease dripping down. That thing must use a lot of grease. Oh, the chopper's down here. Not sure where that thing was at, but I did get confirmation one of these pieces of equipment is going to be pulling something brand new this spring, and something we've actually never done on the farm. And oh my gosh, that dirty? Apologize, I see some specks on the lens. But yeah, we got some brand new stuff going to be happening on the farm this spring that we have never done before, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be very fun, very interesting, and it's going to be a learning experience for both ourselves and for you guys. So now we're going to go ahead and strap the both the attachments down. And we'll go down and get the track skid loader, and we'll head out. There we are. Rolling. Heading south, let's go grab that skid loader. Let this bad boy warm up a little bit. I actually do see some trees along the creek bed here that I might go try and get while I'm down here with the puller. Yeah, see along the creek there? I think I'm gonna go do that. Okay, grapple's hooked up. All this is pretty simple. Literally, it's just a hydraulic cylinder, pinches pressure against a tree and use the skid loader to lift up. I got the fork loaded up. Bale fork. We'll load this sucker, strap the sucker down so that way as soon as I get done, just drive this sucker right up on here and take off. Obviously strap it down first. Ready to roll. This shouldn't take more than a half hour just to kind of cruise up that creek line. Get all those trees kind of pulled out and knocked down. There's the mail. So here's a little 15-acre piece we got right along Deep Creek. You can kind of see there's just little small trees starting to grow up along the fence line, so I'm going to try and get all those out of there if I can. The goal for the day, just going to try to get some trees knocked out. Just keep our ground as good as we can. Try to do as good of a job farming as we can. Let's get her going. These little suckers is what I want to get rid of. So this is what I'm doing, is I'm pulling trees out by the roots as best I can. Some of these trees are too big. I can't actually get the whole root out, but I can get most of it out. Just gonna clear this fence line, that way I can literally go through and just spray all the way up to the fence. Don't have to worry about my boom hitting anything. Not too shabby. Oh, what does this say on? Just need to get rid of this fence, what we need to do. So I'm just going through and trying to clear out as much of this fence as as much of these trees as absolutely possible as I can. And this fence is junk anyway, so we probably should just pull it at some point. Looks like we got a little hydraulic leak right here. Guessing it's that right there, that little coupler. They should extend this little hydraulic hose to this long one. So we're making good progress. There's just a lot of small trees out through here. So as soon as we make it to that corner, we got about a half hour left, I'd say, but this half-hour job's turned into a 2-hour job. Oh well. So this is a decent sized tree, about 3 inches in diameter. Come up to it, squeeze it. This should be easily able to pull it out. Yep, just pull the roots out. That's what we like to see. This tree would be no more. I'll stack it up and carry it over to the brush pile. I've made it all the way down the road, in an hour and a half. A lot more trees here than I thought, but on the bright side, everything will be cleared except for the big dogs. So the big ones I couldn't pull with that little guy. So I'll have to take either our saw or chainsaw around. But I got a little pile here, and then I've been taking most of the trees over there. You can kind of see the tracks. So I should be on the home stretch. Just a couple trees, like one here, one there, one there, one there. Just work my way down the creek and call it good. I should just know, like, taking trees just double the amount of time that I think it's gonna take. Because, like I said, if you're gonna do it right, which you should do it right, because, oh man, apologize for the dust. But if you're gonna do trees, you should do it right, because you do one now, you shouldn't have to touch it for at least 5 years, at least. Especially if you can hang the boom over with the sprayer and keep the trees down like that. So 5 years, if not closer to 10. So we'll go ahead and get going. Just about all done. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. It's gonna be 2.5 hours, but I got probably 10 trees left along this creek, and then we're done. We're facing down. Whoops. But field's cleaned up. That's what I like to see. So now I can, like I said, take a sprayer boom and overhang this, start trimming it back. But you know, eventually what we're going to do is we're going to rip out this fence and basically get another 2 rows of corn across this entire place. Eventually, you got to thin the trees out, then you build the fence, and then you start gaining acres. But not too shabby. So now we'll go back. 2.5 hours later, now we'll go do the job that I was originally going to do, which was cross Deep Creek. Yeah, she's starting to leak a little more, but I think she'll be all right. There's our winter wheat. Looks pretty decent. She's going to start shooting up here soon. This looks a lot better than what it did last year. I should say what our winter wheat looked like last year. The winter wheat last year turned out really well. Ooh, this will be close for these folding down. Folding up. Oh, it'll be fine. Funny good. Well, she's on there, so we'll get her strapped down and head to the next field. Okay, got the skid loader unstrapped. We'll get this bucket unstrapped. Now we'll get going. We'll start pulling, and then we'll start grappling. So we're doing this $100 or 100-acre McDonald field, we call it. So I just got a couple trees along here, and then basically go here down to Deep Creek, all the way down and around. Shouldn't have to go up there, so that's why I parked right here. So I'll basically go down, pull, and drive, and then I'll deadhead over here and go grab the grapple, come back and start picking stuff up and stack them. Whew! This is why you gotta clear your trees along fence lines, because they can become ingrained in the barbed wire. Then good luck getting them out. I'm just trying to get this one top strand out. Eventually, like I said, this is another fence, so we gotta share with the neighbor. We just need to pull it out because both of us are losing 10 feet of crop, 5 feet total. So if we clear this fence line, it'll be a lot easier. This is why trees are kind of a nuisance. See how this tree's really not that big, but look how far this root goes into the field. Shoot, that thing probably went 5-6 feet into the field. That's a 12-foot long root. And this tree really isn't that big. You can kind of see it's, I don't know, maybe 15 feet tall. It's only 8 inches in diameter, if that. Not too shabby. That's why we're trying to get rid of these trees, saving some yield and some damage on equipment. Whew, I need a little break. Made it this far, so a lot of these trees I can't get. Like, that's too big. A lot of those are too big. There's even some that are just too small. There's a lot of like this little less than an inchers just scattered. There's probably 100 of them in that patch there, and I'm like, that would take forever with this. So that's why your attachments are critical, where I can put a shredder on there and get rid of those small ones, no problem. But I can put a saw on and get rid of these big ones, no problem. It's kind of neat right here. See, we haven't had any tile running yet. That means we are still pretty dry. Because what tile is, like I said before, it's pipe or subsurface drainage. So underneath the soil here, we got tile that takes the extra moisture, so as it percolates 3-4 feet down, takes that extra moisture out and gets it out of the field. Well, don't have any here. Subsoil moisture, that is. So I'm just checking, gonna do a quick walk around, check things out real quick. It looks good so far. We'll keep rolling. Oh, there's not really a good spot in these new skid loaders to put you guys. Oh, just doing my best, just about done. About 20 minutes left, then I gotta take off. That's all I'm doing is just grabbing these trees and hoofing them. Don't really have any time to come grab them with the grapple. All done, just about. Got a couple tree patches here, then I gotta go back there and then I'll be done. Oh, yeah. I got the deadhead over across this 100-acre field. Pretty, not bad. Went through half a tank of diesel, quarter tank of DEF, and put about 5 hours on this girl, and only did about two fields, and didn't even do them fully. This track skid steer is going to be a big asset to our farm. We've only had it for a little less than a year, and for the most part it's been pretty good, but right there's a pretty big issue we got to get fixed. Try to get it fixed while it's still under warranty, but you can kind of see that hydraulic hose is just about rubbed raw. The plastic of the sleeve and the hose is rubbed down to the metal, so it's just about done. Just about gonna call this one a day. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Literally the last tree I was gonna pull caught a wire, one of the barbed wire, and that I didn't see, and came up and shattered the glass, because I was like, the tree wasn't even close to it. And all of a sudden I looked, there was a little bit of barbed wire there. Just dumb luck. But it happens when you're doing tree stuff. What do you do? Well, I'm gonna take this thing back, unload it, and throw it in the shop. I'm just mad at myself. I can't believe that happened. Well, like I said, it was just dumb luck. Didn't realize there was a piece of barbed wire on the bottom. I saw the barbed wire on the top, grabbed the tree, there was nothing there, and all of a sudden I yanked. The tree came out, and then the wire snapped. Well, let's go try to get this thing unloaded. I'm still just upset with myself. Can't believe I let that happen. Like I said, even though stuff happens on the farm, it still sucks. It's gonna cost a couple grand probably to get fixed. At least now on the bright side, I don't have to open the door and climb around to get in. It's the only bright side I can think of. Well, what do you do? So yeah, like I said, basically a piece of wire came back and shattered it. Not good. Not good at all. So this will cost us a couple grand, but it is what it is. So I need to clean this up and then hit the road because wife and I have a date tonight. Oh, vacuuming up now, the fun part. Well, at least I got everything cleaned up as best I can. We will leave it at this for now. It's gonna be what it is. Still just upset, but you know what? It is what it is. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this day of carnage, both the trees and with equipment. Second one unintentional. I'm gonna head home because, like I said, the wife and I have a date tonight. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who said hi to me at the National Farm Machinery Show. I will be going to the Commodity Classic at the end of February. So if you guys run into me there, be sure to say hi. So again, take care, take it easy, stay safe, and as always, ta-ta for now.